And he said unto me, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved. Man, I like that. Man, I wouldn't mind hearing him say, O Timothy, a man greatly loved. Amen. Or, O David, you're a man after God's own heart. Amen. I want to hear God say, well done, thou good and faithful servant. Man, when someone spoke over me about 2.5 years ago, this lady walked up to me and she began to prophesy over me. And she said, God says He can trust you. Man, I'm like, I can't even trust myself. But see, He doesn't trust me for who I am. He trusts me for what He's done in me. Are you listening to me?
Mm-hmm.
I guess He's really saying, I trust what I did for you. I know I can use you. How many of you, excuse me, want God to say, I can use you? You're an instrument in my hand. I know I can trust you. I know that if I instruct you to do something, you'll do it. See, most of us here will do that. If we know for sure it's God, see, our problem is a lot of times we're not sure if it's us or God. Or if it's the devil. But how many of you know the devil's not going to tell you to do something good?
Nope.
And if you want to do something good and it's not God, that's okay because God honors you doing good things. Just say, but God, I'm just planting some seed. Amen. So I believe there's everyone in this house today, I believe you all want to do the right thing. And my suggestion to you is just do it. Amen? Just do it. If you see someone hungry, you got a little extra money, buy them some food. Amen? If you see someone sick, pray for them. Don't be ashamed to pray. Man, my little granddaughter, I went to leave from West Virginia the other day. I said, hey, baby, I followed her in the back room. I said, I want you to pray for me before I leave. And she put her head down, and she don't pray out loud, but she put her head down, she put her hands on me, she started praying. Then she stopped in the middle and she said, what's her name? I said, you mean my Aunt Sally? She said, yeah.
Aww.
I covet the prayers of children. Amen? Because God hears their innocent hearts. And so I'm trying to say to you, whatever God tells you, just say, hey, do you mind if I pray for you? And don't be embarrassed if they say no. I've had someone tell me no. He's going in for surgery the next day to have his toe amputated. And I said, can I pray for you? And he I said, look, if you don't want me to, I won't.
Me and you went to pray for that woman.
Yeah, we prayed for a lady who was dying.
We were supposed to, but she didn't want it.
Yeah, we went to pray for her. She didn't want our prayers.
Wow.
She was dying and died the next day or 2 days later. Didn't want our prayers. Don't get embarrassed if they reject you. They're not rejecting you, they're rejecting Christ. I've had people on the streets reject me to the point of threatening me.
Whoa.
Threatened to hit me, threatened to knock me out of the way. That didn't make me mad. Because I know they're just talking to Jesus. It ain't me. Whenever they reject me handing them a tract, or reject me telling them about Jesus, they had their chance.
Yeah.
I gave them the chance. God gave them a chance. Doesn't matter if I gave them a chance. God gave them a chance.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, well, you know, Brother Tim did give me a chance, but I messed up.
I had a cashier at Giant Eagle ask if she could pray for me.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Don't be ashamed. You know, if you see someone in need, pray.
Mm-hmm.
Amen? Amen. I don't know if you heard me, Jeff. I was talking about these lights.
That's strobe lights.
Yeah, strobe lights. That's right.
Driving
Hey,
me nuts.
go on down to that church on the corner Florida down there, they got strobe lights going on. That's a party in church.
Disco lights.
It says, O Daniel, a man greatly beloved, understand the words that I speak unto thee, and stand upright, and unto thee am I now sent. And when thou hadst spoken, when he had spoken this word to me, I stood trembling. What was he afraid of? To be in the presence of God. That is a fearful thing.
Yeah.
But not the kind of fear of darkness.
No.
The fear of darkness is a horrible fear. This is almost a welcomed fear. To be in the presence of the Lord. Or in the presence of his servants. And then said he unto me, Fear not, Daniel, for from the first day that thou didst set thine heart to understand and to chasten thyself before thy God, thy words were heard, and I am come for thy words. I mean, I like this. See, you know why this is in the Bible? To teach us to be persistent. To teach us not to get discouraged. I like to talk about Abraham. Because see, Abraham, excuse me for a moment. Abraham was promised a seed. Abraham's name was Abram. And it was changed to Abraham, which meant the father of nations. So for years, people would talk to Abraham and call him father of nations, knowing that he had no children. Think about the Snickers. Think about the little Smurf.
Innuendos.
Smirk, rather, not Smurf. The smirk. Think about the little Smurfs and little blue creatures running all over the place.
Papa Smurf.
Think about the smirks on people's faces. Father of nations. How many of you know the carnal man will always find spiritual things amusing?
Yes.
Brother Dave Mullins and I was on West 25th one day. Brandon mentions this quite often. And I went to hand a gentleman a track. And we were waiting at the light right in front of the West Side Market crossing the street. I handed a man a track. I says, can I give you this? And he said, oh no thanks, I'm an atheist. David walked up with me and I looked at Dave. I said, I don't believe in atheists. I suppose God has put the knowledge of himself, the acknowledgement of himself in everyone's hearts. And later I realized how ironic that statement was. He says, I don't believe in God, and I said, I don't believe in you. Did that cease you from existing?
He's still there.
Just because I don't believe in you doesn't mean you don't exist.
You can believe 2 + 2 is 3, but the truth is still the truth.
Yeah, the truth is still the truth. You know, in the book of Romans, it speaks about the truth being the truth whether you believe it or not. Paraphrasing. You know, I remember another time being in the back by the back parking lot of the West Side Market, and a guy was standing there handing out flyers as they were walking by. So I went up beside him. I said, I hope you don't mind me standing here with you. And so I started handing out tracts, and the guy said, well, he stepped aside. He said, well, I'll just wait until you're done. And so I stayed there maybe 10 minutes, and I said, well, I'll take off so you can have your corner back. You know, I didn't want to be rude. When I walked out, I'm standing in the middle of the street, and he looked at me and says, you need to be doing something more productive. And I said, well, what I'm doing is very productive for eternity. He says, how do you even know there's a God? And I started laughing, and I looked up, I went like this, and I started to point to the electric wires. And I started to say, how do you know there's electricity?